Let's march on really quickly. I'll sim the next week. We'll take a look at all the conference stuff. I still can't believe what the hell just happened. Again, that was the number 4 game on the Instant Classics list. It is the highest classic that we have had since starting up with Navy. It still trails BC's greatest game of all time against San Jose State, and trails 2 different performances from our series a little under a year ago with San Antonio, where we went up against Texas State and lost, and Troy and lost. So it's our second greatest win of all time, behind Boston College over San Jose State. So that means a lot for us, to say the least. And now, it's not the final game of the season because of the conference realignment, but we do get possibly the biggest game on the schedule every single year. Army v. Navy. Man. Like, on one hand, I knew that could have been a trap game. I said I had a bad feeling about it. You have to wonder what would have happened had we played defense, had we not done the return. Oh, we get safety Brian Nixon, right tackle Max Webster, and right guard Marcus May. That's big. That is big on the recruitment front. We have filled our team needs. We are still the number 1 team in the nation. 3 teams undefeated at the top of the board. Ourselves, Bama, and Cincy. Again, we do not have the playoff mod on, so it comes down to a battle, to say the least. With that, again, a reminder of what the conferences look like. The ACC, we tried to make as realistic as we could. So we came up with some custom divisions geographically, but we have the coastal division of the ACC, which Duke is leading right now, and then the Pacific Central, because the ACC has fucking SMU and Cal and Stanford in it now, and it's weird as shit. But Louisville is at the top of that list. This is what's left of the American Conference, which we started in and, of course, blew it up this year. So that is what's left of it. Not very impressive, although Rice is ranked. There's the Big 12, which, again, we tried to replicate what it is. We got the crosses and plates divisions, because why not? Schnoz, I hear you. I hear you. You got the crosses and plates of the Big 12. The Big 10, I mean, it's pretty much who you would expect to be in it, really. You know, shout out to Penn State turning back into a juggernaut. Got like Washington in the mix there with the Big 10. Conference USA also was mixed up this year to make up a more dynamic Pac-12. The only independent still is Notre Dame. You have some sweet Maction, in which Akron was moved out, Maryland was moved in. And you also had Temple moved in to the MAC. The Mountain West, a couple of changes here and there, pretty similar for the most part, but you have Oregon and Washington State both moved in. SEC, Sun Belt, all pretty much the same, but it makes room for the Pac-12, which is kind of a conference of our biggest rivals and teams that have done really well throughout this run. So we did El Paso. Fresno State won the national title last year. Akron had previously been really good. They are now really shit. Syracuse has been tremendous over the last couple years. Rutgers, rival, also beat us in a bowl game last year. USF's been a tough bit of competition, competitor for us. Last game proves that. And then Western Kentucky has also gone to a national title game. So we kind of remade the Pac-12 into a more competitive conference for us instead of moving people out from a higher up conference. Number 1 team in the nation. We now have nobody in the mix for the Heisman, unfortunately, because of injury. Let's take a look at recruitment before we get to this game against Army. We have 13 scholarships left. And we'll see where we stand for those that we have on the board. Again, these are pretty much our final targets this year. There was nobody else that we wanted. We did heavy scouting this year to come up with this list in the first place. And yeah, there's no reason to change it. So we do have a lot of points left over. Bring up yield calculator. So it's 6,500. Need to divide that by 17 people. It's 380 points per person. Duly noted, Crash. I'll have stuff sent to you at some point tonight. No biggie. But yeah, if we can't continue our little project until Wednesday, then it makes sense to just have a part 1 and a part 2. I would say. Like I said, unless you wanted to change up the way that we're hosting stuff, but you know. That is your call. I'm not too worried. Yeah, we do have some holdover. We no longer have any team needs, which is great. Sort by overall, David Lawson would be great. We don't really need DeLuca. Go for David Lawson, put all those extra points on him. Okay. I mean, Cody's shorter, but not like done in 20 minutes short. So, you know. Army is next. Our biggest rival. They are 2-7, including 1-5 in the conference as a B- rated team. Much like, well, every game this season, it is our game to lose. All black, you know. Let's do it. How about them Lions? Thank God. Thank God. I don't want to say no. They're terrible. Actually, they're terrible. Absolutely terrible. They are the worst. They are the worst. I don't want to jinx them, so they're the worst.
Glad to have you with us in the studio. I'm Reese Davis, bringing you the EA Sports NCAA Football 14 pregame show presented by Nissan. Innovation that excites. Army and Navy, two bitter, long-time rivals, but these two rivals full of respect for the other side. They square off.
Big win over Notre Dame. Absurd comeback against South Florida.
Pregame show, NCAA college football.
Here we go.
Coming up next with Brad and Kirk on the call. David and I will see you at halftime.
We have had a good record against Army in the last 2 seasons.
And now it's time for the coin toss.
You know they would love to play spoiler.
0 calories. Enjoy everything.
They would absolutely love it. We're calling heads. Heads never fails, as the old saying goes. And they will defer. No wind. Here we go. First quarter. I did crash. I did. 3-0. 10-0. 10-7. They missed a 45-yard field goal. It could have very well been tied. Let's go to the half. Low scoring game by our standards. Make it 13-7. 13-7 at halftime. Jesus, that's low. That's low. Baseball fan indeed. Indeed. 2 p.m. Eastern. Let's go through the third. 14-13 Army. 16-14. What is going on? We were a buzzsaw. USF is one thing, but struggling to Army like this, as they had to punt. So did we. Army goes 3 and out. Navy gets a 28-yard field goal. 19-14. Army is intercepted by WTF. I'm right here. Can we kill the game? No, we can't. Jesus Christ.
Quarterback would love to make amends for that.
Well, Army starts from the 2-yard line.
Moving forward after a turnover is a perfect example.
Do you have to play any games this season? One. The last one.
At about the 5-yard line. Johnson.
I think maybe one before that. 2 tops. But for the most part, it's been no touching. Matthew, what's going on? How are you?
They line up at the 5.
If we don't force a punt from here.
Just under 3 to go in regulation.
Come on, boys.
Now he tries to...
Quarterback taking off. Quarterback first down and more. Holy shit. Eat your heart out, Lamar Jackson.
They had tight coverage, which left no options other than for the quarterback take off.
Yeah, Frank, I said aside from the kick return, I wasn't sure if he had to do anything else.
Get to that quick.
I think, yeah, 2 different kick returns. Notre Dame and, so yeah, twice.
That play was crisp.
Notre Dame and USF, both kick returns.
That's fun to see.
Boys, you got to hold on here.
About 4 yards to pick up the first.
14 tackles for Javaris and Lamar.
And he's tackled.
Running back has nowhere to go. It'll be 3rd and 3. Shout out to Butter in My Veins. It has been a while. I hope you've been well, though. How are you? Whew. Freaking sweating butter right now. Just every bit of fat in my body just through the pores. It's just, I'm so nervous and disgusted in my own comments. 1:46 to go. They started at the 2 and they're nearly to midfield. Quarterback goes down. Oh, come on, ref. Tuck rule. Tuck rule. Down goes the lineman. Oh my God. 1:38 to go.
It's 2nd and 10. Ball on their own 42.
Whew. Oh man. Army looking to throw. They have to go short. They're out of bounds. It's 3rd and 5. Where do Army and Air Force play? Army is out of West Point, New York. And Air Force, Falcon Stadium, is in Colorado. You were right about that. 3rd and 5. First down. And into Navy territory. John Stewart. I was going to make a joke earlier about his name being John Stewart. Has an H, though. Has an H.
It's first down.
Okay. I'm worried that our defense is going to blow this man. Quarterback drops back, throws out to the left, caught, tackled in bounds. Clock is ticking. I don't know if we can rely on needing another freaking kick return, man. We need to stop here. So far, the games tonight have been absolutely horrifying.
Now he's scrambling.
Trying to take off.
Boy, this defense really
But taken down. Landon the port side. It's 3rd and 12 as Army has to use a timeout.
It's 3rd down, 12 to go. Ball on the 44.
That was a huge play. Quarterback out to the left. Caught shy of the first down. It was knocked out on the tackle. It'll be 4th and 12. This is it right here. This is it. They're 0 for 1 from 4th down. It's 4th and 12. They have to go for it. We'd be able to kill the clock otherwise. They run it!
Just an unbelievable stop where they had to have it on.
They fucking ran it! Oh, the AI absolutely sucks. Sometimes they giveth, sometimes they taketh, but today the EA gods' glorious light shining down upon me. Their golden light, I can feel it all over my face, trickling down. Navy wins again. 3 straight years, I think, now. Over Army. Whew. Oh, you love to see it. You'll love to see it. Schnoz, you should have been a Pats fan.
This is Brad Nestle saying thanks for tuning in, and we'll see you next time.
Another win for the boys. A drive that started from their own 2-yard line, and we held on. Navy football still number 1 in the nation. Schnoz, I'm going to say skill issue. Barzy, what's up, man? 19-14. Not exactly a great game. We did score in every quarter, but not the most convincing of wins, but as they...
This is the tale of Captain Jack Sparrow.
1 for 1, 5 yards, baby. Captain Jack. Jones, no touchdowns, only 144 yards, 1 pick. Brutal game for JPJ. Absolutely brutal. But on the ground, a craft carrier, 119 yards, 1 touchdown. Tremendous. Only 5 receptions. Crash is playing led the way. The pride of Carlisle. Whew. 19-14. We are still undefeated. Somehow. Some way. I don't know how. Miracles. Magnets. How the fuck do they work? That's a reference for like 2 people. But to you, I say, whoop whoop. We head to week number 13. We beat Army. Now we have to beat Air Force. And Air Force has been a fucking thorn in our side over the last couple of years. Porthole is injured. Broken tibula, I believe. He is out for the season. So, no Heisman this year either. No Heisman this year either. Oh, man. K-Bot, what's going on, man? I had an ICP phase back in the day. I did. I like watching them talk about wrestling. That's fun. My favorite ICP thing of all time is the Canadians or big music fans in the audience will know a tremendous long-term YouTuber by the name of Nardwar. And Nardwar once did a video with ICP where he's like, so obviously ICP's big thing is Faygo soda, right? And Nardwar's like, so I heard the owner of Faygo hates you? And you can see Violent J's brain short circuit. He's like, no, that can't possibly be true. It's like, we made him too much money for that to be true. That can't possibly be true. That is my favorite thing. Aside from the time that Violent J told the story where he thought Chris Benoit was going to choke him to death. There was that story too. Anyway, we are number 1 in the goddamn nation. I think we are still number 1. Suck it. Suck it, Bama. Are they up here? Yeah, they're still up there. Oh my God. Well, somebody between the 3 of us is going to get absolutely screwed in this situation. I don't know who it's going to be. Shout out to head coach Jason Kelsey for the Bearcats. Someone's going to have a real bad time. It is going down to the wire. With that, in terms of recruitment, obviously the news has been great. We got 13 scholarships left. We still have all of our points used up, although we're now 900 points back for Victor Lewis. Jeremy Rushing is ready for a visit, so we'll get him scheduled. 900 points back for Lewis. You could argue it's still worth fighting for him, But we could then put other points on other people if we were to remove him. Yeah, Victor, you can go, buddy. You can go. That leaves us with a fair amount of points left. The top-rated dudes will get as many points now as I can hand out. There we go. Quick and easy. Quick and easy. Air Force. They are 7-4 on the season. 6-2 in the conference. As a C+ rated team. I actually do want to take a look at the conference standings before this game. They are in the same division that we are. I mean, we can afford to slip up a little bit, but not by much. We got Air Force and Rutgers, I believe, to end the season. Rutgers, of course, again, the rematch of the bowl game that we lost last year. For the Falcons, we'll put them in the all-whites. For ourselves, let's break out the Marine Corps unis. Let's just do a different bucket. Different buckets. Ooh, you know, the F-18s work out all right. Let's do the old Bill the Goats. We're trying. Here's the thing, though. If we were to win the Natty this season, I don't know if I'd want to stop. I don't know if I'd want to stop. This run has been so good. I mean, normally our challenge is, hey, win and then move on. I just don't know if I'd want to, you know?
NCAA Football 14 pregame show.
I'm glad my conversation has led to Nardwar praise in the chat, by the way. In certain situations, you got to try to repeat. I think this would be one of them. Number 1 rushing offense in the nation for Air Force. Yet, their passing game is atrocious. How'd you decide who was in the Pac-12? A combination of our biggest rivals and teams that had overperformed so far. Fresno State won a national title. Western Kentucky lost a national title game. Stuff like that.
The Commander-in-Chief's trophy.
So it's just kind of a weird combination of teams.
Navy, Army, and Air Force.
We haven't had a rain game tonight. We have not had a single game in the rain tonight. That's a bad omen. Well, we also received like regularly. Yeah, kind of a way to look at it. Like if I wanted to go serious about it, we could easily transition it into outright pro rel. So speaking of buckets, what hat size is your head? Watermelon. Just a fucking watermelon-sized head. Difficult to find hats that fit. We're up 7-3 at the end of the first. Dude, our offense has stagnated. Make it 14, now 17-3 at halftime. Thank God. Thank God. Can we get more separation? Air Force scores 17-10, now 24-10 at the start of the fourth. Hopefully we don't have to jump in at all. I'd love our first no-touching win of the night. Was last game no touching? I don't even remember. My brain is just fried right now. We're up 27-10. Make it 27-17. We recover an onside kick, and that should do it. That should do it.
No touching! No touching! No touching!
They did not need our help. They returned to form. 34-17, your final score, as Navy pulls off the double against both Army and Air Force in 2020. Last game wasn't no touching. You're right. You're right. At times, this game felt closer than it probably realistically ever was, but job done. Another pretty mid performance in terms of, passing touchdowns for JPJ. But he is getting the job done. Our running game is just ridiculous. 211 yards, 2 touchdowns, and 20 broken tackles for Aircraft Carrier. Unreal. Invalid username had a rushing touchdown as well. And then receiving wise, 141 yards for invalid username, and the 1 touchdown reception went to Torpedoed Dingy. Navy, 11-0. An unbelievable season. Absolutely incredible. As Ohio State kicked the shit out of Penn State. The only other ranked game was Utah beating Arizona State. How many passing touchdowns does the quarterback have? That's a good question. Let's go look. He's 24th in total yardage. In terms of passing touch, 11. 11. He was injured for a bit. 11. But we also have a fair amount of rushing touchdowns. We cap off a lot of our drives on the run. We have 2 guys at almost 1,000 yards. Swab me won't get it because again he's done for the year, but wow. Our final regular season game. It is week 14 against the team that beat us last season in the Rose Bowl, Rutgers. Damn. They could easily ruin our season right here and put what looks like a potential national title winning season into flux yet again. We almost made the Natty last year. And we had a successful visit. A couple other people being ready. Yeah, no, Flo, I agree. Ooh, Coach of the Year finalist. I agree. You'd think he'd be doing better offensively, but we are a run-first team, even though... I mean, the Oregon playbook... I mean, it could do well for the passing game, too. Ooh, we have a finalist for the Heisman. And every other goddamn award. Who made it into the conversation for the Heisman? Well, it's no one that's in the top 5, apparently. Interesting. That's very bizarre. It's still the same 3 teams. Navy, Bama, Cincy. Wow. Top 10 get the Heisman notification? That makes sense. So maybe Porthole is still there, but it's just continuing to fall down the list. It would make sense. In terms of conference standings, this is ours. Even if we lose this game to Rutgers, we're going to the Pac-12 championship game. We have Rutgers, and we will be playing Syracuse for the Pac-12 championship. I've waited a long time for that game. And now that it's staring us in the face, I'm petrified of what might happen.